Where do we go? Oh, oh, oh. Where do we go now? I. Oh, where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? No, 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 no. Sweet child of my Hello, hello, hello. We are here on a Wednesday. Happy hump day to everyone, whether you're watching YouTube stream, Twitch stream, whether you're watching live, on demand, VOD, wherever you may be. Appreciate you all. Thank you all. Love you all. Like I said, we have a lovely day. It's another beautiful day in the UK. I don't know what is going on. We've had it for over a week in a row now of beautiful days. Like the beginning of the week, it started out like I think Monday it was like cloudy again. It's like, oh, here we go, we're back to normal. And I was like doing a bit and that, and then I went back outside around lunchtime. It was glorious. Like, hold on, what's happened here? I felt like I stepped into a different dimension. Then yesterday, similar thing in the morning. It was grey. I thought, oh, here we go. It's going to piss it down now. Here comes the storm after the sunshine. And it just did it again. It went lovely. And then today, lovely again. I know I'm not even checking the weather. I don't want to jinx it. I'm just gonna roll with the flow, go with the punches, and just see what happens. Yeah, hope everyone's well. Plan for today's stream. It's gonna be a really chill stream, to be honest. On for a couple of hours, and then I'm off out later. So yeah, it's gonna have a nice chilled Crimson Desert stream. Maybe probably just do some side quests. Maybe even do a bit of farming. So yeah, it's just gonna be a very chill stream today. I'm not filming for the YouTube series or anything, so it's just gonna be just doing a few exploratory things, a few farming things, sort of probably the sort of stuff I'd normally do off stream. But I thought I want to jump on, and why not stream it? You know what I mean? Why not stream it? For a while, I didn't used to stream all the farming sort of stuff because I thought it's just a bit monotonous, mundane. But people may enjoy watching it and just having it on in the background type thing. I know to be fair, when I think about like the streamers I watch, like Ginge, Tim the Tapman and stuff, most of the time I don't really pay attention, or even if I'm watching, I realise I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, you're taking it in. It's just nice background noise. I know, like for a lot of people, it's having that. Oh, chair squeak. That's my chair. I don't know if that came through the mic, but that's my chair. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, just putting streamers on, it provides a bit of comfort. Or I've spoken to some people and they say like they watch streams because it makes it feel a bit less lonely in a sense, which is nice if people that can provide that comfort for people. Bit of a tongue twister. And if anyone happens to come across my stream and watch that, hopefully I can do that for them, provide them a bit of entertainment, a bit of escapism, whatever it may be they're after. Like I say, that is one of the main reasons, one big reason for me that I want to do streaming is I know how much like content creation, like YouTube and watching YouTube, watching streams, and things like that has helped me. So if anything I put out there is able to help someone, just entertainment, or maybe I say something that resonates with someone, that's all I could really ever wish for. And if it helps one person in some way, that is a big reward for me in a sense. And the other there's probably two main reasons I got into this. That's one of it, and the other is that I feel I found a passion in life. I absolutely love content creation. Like I'm quite a simple content creator at the minute. Just play games. I did years ago. Me and my best friend did a podcast together. I think that was my sort of first introduction, and made me realize I had that itch for it. Done that. Did a couple of TikTok channels. Did a good news channel on TikTok for about 6 months or so. I really enjoyed doing that, to be fair. Looking back on the amount of videos I did for it, I don't know how I managed to fit it in around work and everything, but managed to do it. Yeah, and I think like with the podcast and with the good news, they have been put to the side, but I've never shut the channels down. One, because in a sense, you never know when the content might just randomly, appear in someone's algorithm. And again, if it helps someone or anything like that, amazing. But also to help the channel, you never know. Amount of times I've heard people saying, leave content up because you never know. They put content up a year, 2 years ago, and then randomly one day it's just gone viral. I know there's a good news channel. On my good news channel, there was a story I did, and I did it, like I say, when did I was doing I can't remember if I was doing the good news last year or the year before. But anyway, I put it out, and it, like it just did. It did well. I got about, I think it was in, like the 600 to 800 views, which I know for a lot of people who post TikToks and things like that, they'll say we get stuck in a view jail. So I was in that view jail in a sense. And like I say, I've still got it on my phone, but my main TikTok account that I've opened on my phone now when I go on it is for this, my only Cal's one. And I don't really go on TikTok that much. I probably should to help boost my account and to show the algorithm that I'm real. That's something I need to start doing more. But yeah, it's still, but that other good news account's still on there, and I still get notifications probably daily, like one or two interactions. And yeah, this one video that I put out did a few hundred views. I was happy, amazing. And then when and over time, sort of early this year and maybe late last year, I noticed that this one video was kept getting notifications each day. And then when I scrolled down, it was on like 80 to 90k views. I was like, Jesus, like it just randomly popped off. So I think that's part of the reason like it's good to leave old accounts and old content up, because you just never know the algorithm. It might feel like, oh, it's dated, that was years ago, but if it hits a trending topic or for some reason, who knows how the algorithm works, but for some reason if it just happens to push it, that could be the beginning of your story, the beginning of the making in your content creation world. So it's like for me with Only Cal, I felt like when the first week I had a really strong start, because obviously especially thanks to friends and family, I was telling everyone I was starting streaming. My streams probably hit like peak views then, or felt it like peak views. I've not hit that higher viewership since then. All my socials are getting followers and interaction, whereas now I feel like that's a natural start for anything. At first, it's like, and then it plateaus, and this is the time now where it's very easy to get disheartened or feel like it's not going right or going well. But I think if you're able to ride this wave, and this period could last for days, weeks, months, could even for some people years. But I think if you ride that, I'm a big believer in like you'll get out what you put in, and I think life will always give back and reward you for the efforts you give. I think it'll always match your effort, and sometimes it matches it plus, and gives you a bit more back. So yeah, for me, like obviously this is my dream. I'd love to be a full-time content creator and streamer. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I think it's good to put that energy out there and to manifest your dreams into reality. But I know this is a hobby. It's just something. It's a passion that I found. Like I love it, and that's what I think you can never really ask in life. Is if you find a passion in life, you've got to hold on to it, because it is so hard to find a true passion in your life or something you feel to really resonate with. And for me, it took me a while to realize that this was a passion, in the sense of like I say, when we first started the podcast with my best friend in 2020, I think it was. We did the podcast, and we felt to get to a point where we'd done what we wanted to do in talking about the topics we were talking about. It was about mental health, so depression and things like that, and our journey with it. And we did plan to continue it, and we did film a number of other episodes, talk about other topics, and then we were doing it was like, this doesn't really feel like what we want to do with it, and it's like we've done what we wanted to do, so it's only like a short podcast in a sense. But it was a few years later, like a good few years later, probably like around 2023, when I realised that content creation itch was still in the back of my mind, and I'd felt it for ages, but I didn't really know what it was, and like the podcast never really left my mind and things. But obviously, as happens in life, like life carries on and things like that. You get caught up in work and personal life and this and that and the other, but it's something that never really went away now that I reflect on it. And then there was one night I was just having sort of a night to myself, and I remember an idea we came up with when we were doing the podcast about doing sort of like, we were saying how it feels like there's never any good news like on social media or on mainstream media. So like it's always pushing like negative, like news like war and death and this and that. And it's like there should just be a segment at the end of the news for 5 to 10 minutes of just some good news. And even on social media, it feels like positivity isn't pushed. It's like it doesn't get interaction. And we thought about what if we came with doing like a good news series, whether it's just like telling one story or like a 5 to 10 minute video of a few different stories, find them online, people writing in, whatever. And then like I say, years later after we thought of it while doing the podcast, it just sort of dropped to me, and I thought that idea came back to us like, why don't I actually try and do that? And went away with it, and again that never left my mind. And then for the following weeks and months, was planning it, speaking with my best friend. He didn't want to sort of be on camera anymore. He wasn't really interested in the content creation like I was, which is fair enough, but he was happy to do more behind the scenes sort of stuff. And through planning everything, eventually was able to launch it can't remember when I launched it now. I don't know if it was 2023 or 2024 on TikTok. And yeah, it did. Again, it was the main thing from it as I felt to find a passion, and it shone a light back on that content creation side for myself and how much I loved it. And without that, I don't think I'd be streaming now because that is a big contributing factor to this. So, um, and it did reasonably well. Like I say, there's a number of videos that went viral or did well from like a statistical point of view and likes, views, and etc. etc. But again, one of the main reasons for me for doing it was I just wanted to help put some positivity out into the world, or help put more positivity out there in my own way, my own little corner. And if it helped anyone for to see that story made it feel better in the day, or just to come out of the day, something they're going through for 30 seconds to a minute, however long the story was, that was that's all I could really ask for. And obviously there was a side of the dream where it's like wanting the account to blow up and being able to that become more my full time in a sense, and providing income and this and that. Obviously it did reach that position, but like with the podcasting, I felt that doing the Good News TikTok channel helped teach me a lot. And then when I thought about like streaming again, I think this was like the final epiphany and realization towards content creation, because it felt like I'd done YouTube, like TikTok's like so long form, short form, and then the other side of content creation now is obviously streaming, with how big streaming is. And doing those other things from 2020 up to starting early this year in 2026, for me it all felt like I was able to like get a taste of a passion in content creation, make content that I was proud of and enjoyed making. But when I was doing them all, it always felt like there was just something missing a little bit. And when I did my first and then when I thought about doing streaming and researching that and building it up, and then when I did my first live stream, it felt like everything came together. It felt like all those, like everything I'd done had helped teach me things like about TikTok, YouTube, social media, to be in a position to launch going into Twitch. Because obviously Twitch is one thing, but then you need to market and promote the channel, which is the socials, and obviously I do have the socials and things like that. But it just felt like everything was leading towards Twitch, and I think the point I'm trying to make is sometimes life we go through these things and do things and they don't necessarily work out, but I feel it's good to try and always find the positives and see, like for me, the podcast didn't blow up, the Good News channel didn't blow up, but I was able to create a lot of content that I was proud of and learn a lot. And they were like stepping stones to get to Twitch. Without them, I wouldn't be able to be here doing this and feel the confidence I do doing this and things like that. So it's like in a sense, that old sort of motto in a sense, like you never fail, you only learn. And obviously, I've been streaming now for 2 months. It's been literally over 2 months now. It would have been the 2 month anniversary on Monday because I started on the 27th of Feb, which is amazing. I can't believe it's been 2 months already. But I feel like it'd be very easy to feel disheartened this early on in Twitch because, like I say, it felt like in the first week or so, it felt like everything sort of peaked, like followers, viewership on the socials, the same sort of thing as well, not just on Twitch. And then since then, they've all sort of plateaued, which shows me that I obviously need to adapt myself and spice up my content creation in the sense of like how I edit things for the socials to market it, so the algorithm is like more likely to push it. You know, evolve what I do on stream. I love playing games, and I'm going to be mainly a gaming streamer, but also outside of that is to add other content, because obviously if I just do content creation, which is what I want, what I want to do, it pigeonholes me in a sense, in terms of audience, both on stream and on social. So it's good to obviously expand your portfolio to obviously widen your audience in a sense. So I think you always want to be trying to stay true to yourself. I know everyone can sort of create like a on-screen personality, and that'll resonate with some people. Who you are will resonate with some people. It won't resonate with others. And obviously, social media is such like a saturated thing now as well, like streaming and being a content creator. Like it's what a lot of new generations. That's what a lot of people want to do. I like myself. I'd love to do it, and it'd be my full time sort of career and income. But like I say, it is very saturated. But I think when I started streaming, I thought about it, and I thought, like so many people do it now and this and that, and you obviously have that critical voice, all them doubts and them worries, and I thought, why not me? You got to take, you got to be, it says delusional and dream big. Why not go for like all these big streamers now one day, where I am, where a lot of people are now, in like low viewership, or maybe not even having any viewers, and I know for likes of people like Angry Ginge, he was streaming for about 3-4 years before he blew up and made it big and things like that. Jinxie, it took him a year, 2 years or so. But like I say, Um, I think it'd be very easy for me now to feel very, you know, disheartened and because I haven't, for example, I haven't gained a follower on Twitch in 13 days. I don't think I've not gained a follower on Instagram in just as long, if not longer. Same with TikTok. I recently gained a new, subscriber on YouTube, but that was amazing. Like it only sounds so small gaining one follower. I got a comment on a video the other day. Amazing. I've seen some of my shorts getting a few hundred views. Like I think when it comes to shorts in particular, we're so used to seeing videos that hyper perform, but it's just a drop in the ocean. And by hyper perform, I feel like I mean that when we see, say like on TikTok, you see a video, it's got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views or likes or comments or interactions, but that's just like one video in probably about 10 million that get uploaded in the day, and obviously it's impossible to see all those videos, and 99.9% of the videos the algorithm's going to push on you is going to be these big viral videos. We don't see, like I say, the rest of the ocean, where the majority is actually is people like myself who getting 100, 200 views, maybe one or two comments and likes. And I think I realized for me, I was getting disheartened, like, oh, my videos aren't doing well. But I thought, no, like, it's getting 200 views. Like, if you actually deep it, that's like 200 people watching it. That's amazing. Like, if that was on a YouTube long form video, you'd be buzzing. I'd be buzzing, oh my God, 200 views. Because it's so short, it feels like it's a different, then it just feels different than long form. Like, it feels like short should naturally get higher views, like thousands of views, but it's not really the case. Like if you think, the way I try to think about it now is that when I see even a short say gets like 50 views or 100 views, it's like imagine I'm sat in the garden speaking and 50, 100 or 200 people are in the garden watching me. Like you'd feel like it's a lot, but because it's on the screen and you're so used to, I think, seeing these hyper successful videos, I think it creates this like false narrative, or not. It's not that you don't. It doesn't take away gratitude, but I think your scale you're measuring against isn't fair to yourself, because you compare yourself to like the top 1%. Of course, you want to dream to become the top 1%, and obviously seeing those videos like, oh, why, you try and learn from it, like what made this work, what was good about it. But you've also got to run your own race, I think, and not get too caught up in comparing yourself to others, because you want to be yourself and not try and be someone else. Like I obviously love streaming and making content, and I take inspiration from people like Ginge, the Sidemen, but I don't want to be them. I'm not gonna. It's not possible for me to be them. I can't be KSI. I can't be Angry Ginge. I can only be me. Like I say, take inspiration and from them. I think that's what peers are, or what idols are in life. But I think if you try and model your whole persona off them and way of being, it's never going to work. One, because I think humans can just, I think, naturally feel um, when something's like insincere or not, something's fake or not true to someone. And I don't think we ever really realize we can feel it, but we do. And like I say, you can't be liked and loved by everyone. It's not possible. But I think what provides a lot of success and peace is in oneself, a bit deep, is knowing that you're being true to yourself. And then I think to feel that your content, then when it starts to be picked up, I feel like if say a video pops off and you've been true to, you're being authentic in yourself, I feel that's going to provide a feeling of much more satisfaction, joy, and success than a video that pops off where you're not really being yourself. I do appreciate in social media, you have to play the game, and in life you have to play the game sometimes, and maybe say and do things you might not want to do just because it's something that might work, or you put on a character or persona for social media that isn't true to yourself. But again, it causes its engagement. It's all about engagement. Look at the controversial figures in life who are blown up on social media, like Andrew Tate said well, I was going to say a few controversial things, said a lot of controversial things, but look at the attention it drew. Again, he adapted to the climate. I mean, that might be true 2 years. I don't know the man, but the point I'm trying to make is social media is a game as well, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who put on a character that's actually not really true to them behind closed doors and off camera. They might be the complete opposite, but people obviously see that persona and think that's them. I think that's one who jumps to my mind. My own personal take is like Jake Paul. I feel like off camera, behind the scenes, he's actually like a really nice guy and like a good guy. On persona, obviously, he play. I won't say he plays a villain, but like he does. He's got like Floyd Mayweather, like with boxing, especially like people pay to watch him lose. Like people want to see him fail because he comes across arrogant or this or that. But it's worked for him. The man's a multi millionaire and like transcending the level that like it thought content creators could reach. Obviously, if you go back probably like 10 to 20 years when people like Jake, Logan, KSI, Simon, etc. all started out, YouTube and content creation as a career wasn't even a thing. Like money wasn't even really a thing. PewDiePie, back in the early days, but they've been the pioneers for and now it is like it's a hyper successful and massive market. But yeah, I think I've gone way tangent and off point, but I think the whole point I was trying to make is my journey to this point. I've realised like I've never really failed. I've learned, and everything I've done from YouTube and podcasting to short form, good news content creation on TikTok has helped teach me things to be able to stream on Twitch and now do things in the background for that and be more efficient and effective with my time. Whereas if I was just started streaming, I hadn't done all that in the past, I'd be trying to learn streaming, things like YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. that I know now that I wouldn't have without doing that, and that I'd obviously consume more time. And even though I might not have hundreds or thousands or millions of followers, I'd be further behind than I am now without those lessons. So it's never wasted time. Like I don't think time's ever wasted. If you've applied yourself in a sense, but I think it can be too easy to get caught up on what is success and like, oh, when I did my podcast, it didn't get me 1 million followers. When I did the good news channel, it didn't get me 1 million followers or this or that. But I think if you just live and die by metrics or those milestones, it'll just bury you and keep you down. Whereas if you try and look at the positive, like I did get 1,000 views in a video, I got over 1,000 followers on my good news channel, this or that. It's great motivation, especially when you start something new. And it's a reminder of, when it's like for me on Twitch now, it feels like it's going a bit slow in terms of progression, in from a metric standpoint of like followers, viewership, etc., etc. It's a reminder that it's okay. It can take time. Look at when you did that thing. Like experience is everything. We always lean back on experience. That's why experience is so good in life. That's why when you go for a job, experience is key to the position you can enter, because as much as you can learn in a classroom, experience is your biggest teacher in life. Like for anything you do, whether it's work, a hobby, etc., being going out and doing will always give you more than, for me, I think, than just sitting reading a book. I think reading about things and learn about things is a great foundation, but then putting it into practice is where it really brings everything together. And I think also everyone's different in how they learn. Like some people prefer to read, some are audio learners, some are practical learners. But I think doing helps show you what works for you and what doesn't. Because again, I think everyone's different. Like two people could be tasked with the same job and go about it two separate ways, but still get to the same end because they know what works for them. And I think that's what experience is all about. So I don't know how I got into all this, and that is probably like a really deep segment, but yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about a lot with since I started Twitch and everything. Is like how it would be very easy for me to sit here and wallow and think, oh, it's not going very well, this and that, but I don't, and I think that's really nice. I think that's also partly because of the age I'm at and like things I've been through. Like I say, when I did the podcast, I have been through counselling and things like that, and I think that's really helped me mature my mind and view shit and attitude towards a lot of things, and I'm really appreciative and grateful for that. But like to me, just having the confidence to press go live on that first stream and to still be doing it 2 months later is massive to me, because I know me 5 years ago, maybe a year, 2 years ago, wouldn't have done this. Like I've been thinking about Twitch for a long time. Like it took me probably over a year to really actually get to that point of doing it. I was speaking about doing it for a while. I started doing Muay Thai, for example, last year, which is something I've been saying I've wanted to be doing since I was probably like a teenage. Like I always wanted to do boxing or like a combat sport. But I used to play a lot of football, but I don't know, I didn't have the confidence to go for it. And I think that's a nice thing about getting older, is gaining that confidence or feeling to gain that confidence. And then when you do these things, in the moment it might not feel like anything because you've got the confidence to do it. But I think when you reflect on something that like if you're doing something or done something that you wanted to do a while ago, and then you're able to do it, it's like if you actually reflect and like, oh, I actually did that when at one point in my life I was too afraid or held myself back from doing it, and it's a nice feeling. So I think, yeah, I don't really know how I've got onto this speech, but I think the message I'm trying to portray is don't be too hard on yourself. I know I'm very, very hard on myself, and to always seek the positives in things, and that nothing is wasted time or experience, because it'll help. I think it'll always help at some point down the line in life. I think with a lot of things and how society is now, it's easy to not think about the long term and to focus on the short term and short term rewards and getting that thing like instantly, because I think it's so easy now for society and people to just get what the things they want. Like you can just go on your phone and open an app and get most things. I feel like it's easy to lose the value in things, whereas the short-term gratification and receiving, I think we focus a lot on that versus don't really think about long-term in the same light. And then because like you might do something today that might not benefit yourself, or like, I might do something today that might not benefit myself for like 3 years, but obviously it probably happened in 3 years, but I'd never know it's because maybe most likely the thing I did today. And I think that's part of it, because you never, unless you like sit and reflect, it's not always obvious. Oh, that thing I did then has helped today. So I think for me, like in relation to content creation, me doing that podcast with my best friend in 2020 has paid dividends today in 2026. It's helped me understand content creation a lot more. It's helped me grow my confidence to to put myself out there and do it. It's helped me realize it was a passion, because I always sort of give credit to doing the podcast as a thing that raised an eyebrow for myself towards content creation, and made me realize I had that itch within myself for it, and it was a passion. It didn't, like I say, it took me a good few years post that to discover it, but again, it got the ball rolling, it got the snowball going down the hill, and eventually the momentum took a couple of years later, and it's like, oh shit, that's something I really really enjoy. And now I try and stream most weekdays, and it's like I say, at the minute it's a hobby. I'd love it to become a full-time thing. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I've found a passion and a hobby in life. So again, I think you just got to try and find the positives. And I think I have so much to say on this topic, but I think another big thing that's just popped into my head about it, doing especially content creation, in doing a passion such as content creation, it's a very like cliche saying, but I think it's very true in that comparison is a thief of joy. And again, I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier about when you put some content out there, and it is a very vulnerable thing. You're putting yourself on the internet, to strangers, and we all know what the internet could be like. It can be a very negative space, very toxic space sometimes, but it can also be a very positive and rewarding space as well. Especially with how like algorithms are going now, like it's pushing more positivity, like in the comments and things like that. That is the majority of more what you see, which I think is a very good thing, because I know from speaking to like my counselor, for example, that social media is the biggest cause of mental health issues in the world at the moment. I've completely gone off our tangent in my original point now. I forgot what I was saying, but oh yeah, comparison is a thief of joy. So the point I was trying to make is how what I said earlier. You can put a video out and it might do 200 views, but then you scroll through your feed and you're seeing hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, thousands of comments, hundreds of thousands of likes, etc. And you can't help but compare your video to that. But again, it's a scale thing. That person, that might just be one. They might have been posting for years, and that's their first viral video. You never know. In life we only see someone at the pinnacle, in a sense. When they are successful, we don't see all the backstory, the struggle, the hardship, etc. they went through to get there. And I think if you really if you work hard and find something true to yourself and stick at it, there'll be a day where people will be looking at you and not knowing your backstory, but seeing you in that position. But for yourself, you'll know you climbed that mountain to reach the summit. And as well as, again, with social media, it's a big thing, because obviously I'm posting on social media about this. Social media is a highlight reel, and it's very very heavily edited. Like I know for myself, like outside of content creation, but just like personal social standpoint, when people put stories up, and I've been sitting on my own or whatever, and I view it, and I see people seemingly out enjoying themselves, and you're like, oh, you feel like left out, or it might make you feel lonely, whatever. But I know for me that's just someone's perspective, and it's a very adapted perspective, again, because social media is a highlight reel in a sense. But there's times where I've been out with people and they put a story up, and I've looked at the story and I'm out with them. It's like, to me, that's not what we're doing, or it doesn't feel like what we're doing, or the vibe is. So one, it's like I feel like it's not a forced perspective, but it's shifted to look and feel a certain way. But also everyone perceives things differently. So to that person, that's actually how it feels and looks. But to me, it isn't. And I think that's the thing to try and remember is like each their own, in the sense of like life is our own perspective, and we all perceive things differently a lot of the time. And that's why you can do the same thing with someone, and tell the story back two different ways, or have two different experiences. And I love that. I find it kind of fascinating, actually. But yeah, I've gone on a tangent again. But I think my point is, I truly didn't plan on doing all this speaking when I came on stream. I was just going to jump on and play Crimson Desert. I feel like this is a bit of a therapy session or quite a cathartic session for me, because it's I've been thinking a lot in the background off stream about like how it's all going, and to be able to say it on stream, I think I know for myself it helps me to talk and to journal and things like that. So it's probably helping me as much as it's maybe in the hope to help someone else. But I think for me, the whole point I'm trying to make is if you find anything you enjoy in life and it's a passion, hold on to it, because it is not an easy thing in life to find something you truly love and enjoy doing. And I think it's only natural to look up to others in that field or that passion. And then we always look at the top of the game, and that's great. But I think take inspiration from that. Don't try and be that. I think you've got a lot of people, have carved paths, so a lot of us can walk down them and take the route into that thing ourselves. But eventually, I think the point where you're going to go off and make your own path and run your own race, and you're going to help carve it for other people to follow. Or some people may not follow your path. There's another path that someone else has done, and they'll follow that path and then go off and make their own. But I think, yeah, if you find something you love and enjoy, maybe it's content creation like it is for me, I think it's great to have idols and role models and people to look up to and take inspiration from and to learn from. But I think you want to be yourself whilst doing that as well. So it's like learning from that person or people's or whatever it may be. Because I think it's silly not to look at people who've made it, because they obviously have a formula and have made failures, made failures and learn. I won't even call it failures. They've gone through things, learned lessons from it, and applied it obviously, and then it's them that application, learning, that adaptation has took them somewhere. So I think it makes sense to look at those people and try and learn from them. But I think you have to put your own twist in it and put yourself into it and be yourself. Like I say, in social media, a lot of people, we make characters in the self on screen, personalities, personas, characters, and things like that. Might be a bit more over the top than we are in real life, maybe be a bit more laid back, low key than we are in real life. But I think if you find a passion, hold on to it. Don't let comparison be the thief of joy. Have idols and role models and inspiration and learn from them, but be yourself and always try and seek the positives. Because especially again towards social media, it's so easy to see your video do a certain amount of numbers and and you might feel, oh my god, that's amazing. But then you go and your feed, and you see videos doing thousands, hundreds of thousands of likes, engagement, interaction, and it's like no, like what you've done is still amazing, but it's relative to your position. Like that success is maybe relative to their position, or might be even just like a fluke algorithmic, spike for them. But again, they probably have felt how you felt in like, oh, it's not going well, because no one in life starts at the top. Maybe some people get an advantage, and sometimes it might not feel fair. Sometimes it does feel like people just get it handed to them on a silver platter. But again, that's the minority. The majority are going through what you're going, and I think that's always important to remember. And again, we're going to have down days. We're going to have days where we feel like shit, or it's like, oh, this is doing me head in now, and that's fine. But as long as the majority is happy and positive, I think that's all you can really ask for and seek for. And then, hopefully one day, whether it's me, whether it's you, looking back at what we've done, and as long as you can smile and be proud and just at least say, well, at least I tried, that's all you can ask. Because, it's, again, another cliche saying, but if you think the bill for success is too high, wait until you get, if you think the price of success is too high, wait until you get the bill for regret. Like, a big thing for me with streaming, again, I don't even know if anyone's watching this at this current time. I don't even think I've got a viewer on my Twitch or Instagram. If I do, I think it's most likely my best friend who will put it on. He'll tab it for me and put it on, which means the world to me. It's amazing. But I think you just gotta go for it in life. And again, a big thing, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A big thing for me, and this might sound so deep, but that pushed me to go for it on Twitch and content creation, once I realised that it's something I really had an interest and a passion for, is I thought about myself on my deathbed, which again I know sounds so like what the hell, but I thought, on my deathbed, would I want to lie there and think, I wish I'd have gone for that? I wish I'd tried streaming. And again, I might make it on Twitch, I might not. I might make it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, I might not. But if I, on my deathbed, and lie there and say, well, at least I tried, I think it'll eclipse that feeling, and it'll make me feel happy, and it'll eclipse the feeling of regret if I didn't. Or regret would probably eclipse that. Like, I'd rather have that feeling of, knowing I tried, and it wasn't meant to be, or it was meant to be, versus what if. I think regret and what if is the thing that haunts a lot of people, and especially like as I'm getting older, and you actually start realizing that the older generations aren't, you know, the older generations do know what they're talking about and aren't, like old fuddy duddies, or it's like you don't know, you don't know what it's like, because as kids, we think we know everything. My favorite sort of saying that I said to myself is like, when you're a teenager, you think you know everything, but when you go into your 20s, you realize that you don't. um, but I think for myself and like my self development over the past years, and my confidence starting to grow, and me realizing to listen to people and older, especially like older generations, or people who've done what I want to do, etc. Listening to more and realizing that they're speaking from experience and truth. And I think there's for humans, as much as we're all unique and different and have different dreams, wants, desires, beliefs, etc., there are some universal truths, especially when it comes to like life and success and chasing dreams. Sadly, a lot of people get older and will turn around and say, I wish I had tried this, I wish I did that, or they'll do it years later. It's like, God, I wish I did this years ago, because then they had the confidence. Like, I know for myself now, I've sat and said to friends and to myself, oh God, I wish I'd started streaming, years ago, because I love it and enjoy it so much. But I also know 5 years ago, I wasn't who I am today. I didn't have the confidence that I do. I didn't have the knowledge, etc. I wasn't in the position. And in life, timing is such a huge and important thing. Like, timing is everything. It's a lesson I learned very strongly a couple of years ago, through an experience I went through in life. That timing is everything. Like, you can be the right person, have the right facilities and tools in yourself, and have everything, but if that doesn't meet timing, it doesn't matter. And vice versa, if the timing comes along but you're not ready. So I think it was Will Smith once said, like, I think it's something his dad said to him, is like, success time is when preparation and timing meet luck, or something along them lines. And I think it's a very true saying. But I don't, like I say, I didn't plan on doing this big speech when I started stream. I don't really know what my whole message and point about it was. I was just initially talking about reflecting on my journey so far, of 2 months of doing Twitch. But if I put this out as a video on long or short form, and anyone is to see it or hear it, I think the message I'm trying to portray is sort of what I said before, is like, if you have a dream or a passion that you've discovered or think you may enjoy, just try it, just go for it, just press that go live button like I did. Um, press that post button if it's social media, if it's something else, if it's a sport, go to a first training session, just push yourself, because I think a lot of the time we make it worse in our minds than it could ever actually be in reality. And 99 out of 100 times, if not 99.9 times out of 100, it's never as bad as we think it could be. We make a worst case scenario that is most time not even possible in life. And even if we do go and it doesn't work out and it is bad, don't let that put you off forever. That's just one day or one moment in a lifetime. You could do it again the next day or a week later and it'd be better, or you go to a different place to do it and it's better. Different environments foster and create different connections. Some that we make connect with and some that we don't. But I know, it's especially when it's something you're so like nervous and want to do. If it goes bad, it can obviously have such a strong impact. But I think, don't let that dishearten you forever. And again, nonetheless, message I'm trying to say in all this is to find the positives. It's not always obvious and clear and easy, but find the positives and think long term as well. I think that's something I've really learned is like, think long term, not just short term, and think like, will this thing benefit me now? And we can't always know. That's part of being human and learning and growing, is like knowing, well, how does this thing affect me short term and long term? Sometimes we learn it very quickly or see it very quickly. Other times we don't. It takes years to realize. And then when you're a lot older, more of an adult, etc., more matured in yourself, you realize, oh, that's why I was this way, because that thing affects me like that. So yeah, I think the message I'm trying to portray is chase your dreams, seek the positives, think short term, long term, and seek to believe in yourself and understand yourself. I'm not telling people what to do at all, but these are just, I think, some big lessons that I've learned in life and in myself over the past probably like 5 to 10 years, that have helped me apply myself to Twitch and to speak so freely and confidently, in the sense of with very low viewership, whether it's just my best friend watching, whether there's no one watching, whether it is, I love it. And I think that's all you can ask. If you can do something with no one in a sense watching and be happy and love it, what more could you wish for? Like, if you can enjoy it in private and it's something you can make public, No, that sounds a bit mad. Like, I don't mean there's some things you probably can enjoy in private that you shouldn't make public. But I'm trying to create a deep and a spiritual quote. But yeah, like maybe not everything that's enjoyed in private should be made public. But when it comes to passions and hobbies that are appropriate for public, and so no, some passions don't actually need to be made public. But I think because I'm thinking about content creation, I mean, like if you can enjoy it when no one's watching, how amazing it would be to be able to share that gift and passion with others when you reach that place. I think that's more of a generic message I can say that does is fitting. But yeah, so yeah, if anyone's to ever see this and to connect with it, that's all I can ask for. And if it can give someone a little motivation, a little boost, and push someone to go and do something or try something or maybe thinking about it, then great. And like I say, we all take it took me time to get this list to be able to go live on Twitch. It can take us time. We might want to do something, but it takes us time to build ourselves up to do it. That's fine, but I think as long as you do it eventually, and again, that could take a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years to get to that place to go and do something that you want to do. But when you get there, I think it's good to reflect on that success and reflect on the journey, because the journey is the best part. And at times in the journey, it may feel hard, it may feel shit, emotions may flare up, it may feel frustrating, you may feel angry, you may feel happy, joyful, go through it all. But that I think all contributes to that final product, to that day one, to that first time. And that's what I mean. I was trying to say before, of like people see everyone at most people see us at the summit of a mountain and not base camp. Where base camp is those frustrations, those the day ones of learning, and the day one of doing is probably maybe day 1,000 of learning for some people, day 50, day 10. But again, don't let comparison be the thief of joy. You are doing amazing. You are doing amazing. We're all doing amazing. We're doing the best we can with what we've got, and I think that's all you can ask, alongside reflecting and knowing that you at least tried, whatever it may be. If it may be something so small as just going out for a walk today, getting out of bed. If it's as big as if you're a billionaire and you're investing, into a merger or a takeover, it's all the same thing in the sense of like to someone that may be the biggest thing to them, the biggest challenge. For some people, getting out of bed could be the biggest challenge. For someone else, it may be signing that $1 billion deal. I know obviously they sound worlds apart, but to personal to someone, that might be the biggest thing in their day, and it's all relative. Final message thing I'm going to say is what I mean by that is, and this is something that always stick me, that someone said once, and it's just really stuck with me. I won't say it was. I'll respect their privacy, but someone I know suffers with PTSD, and for them it was from time served in the military, which sadly I think is obviously a very common thing to the brave men, women, and soldiers who serve, and they struggle with PTSD, which again, I think when people hear PTSD, I think that's the more known, way of it being, or the more, sorry, not way of being, but the more known cause of PTSD is service in the military, and what incredible men and women go through. And there was a little gathering, a little house party with someone, and they were just speaking to this other person, and this person told them that they'd been in a house fire, and it had obviously, that's PTSD, so that would traumatize them and that would give them PTSD. Like for me, I'll be honest, when I used to think of PTSD, because I'd only heard of it towards military and people in that realm and their experiences, I thought it was PTSD was only associated with that, but then I realized it's not. It's post-traumatic stress disorder, so it's a trauma, and so yeah, the person I know was speaking to this person at the party, and they, again, it was such an innocent comment in a sense of, they were saying that that they've been in the house fire, and that was traumatic, and they've got PTSD from that, and that wasn't the innocent comment. The innocent comment was what they said next, but as soon as they said it, and they knew the person I know had PTSD from military service, they went, and this is the innocent comment. Oh, but I know it's not as bad as yours, and it's what the person I know responded with. That it's always stuck with me, because I wasn't there for what happened, or this interaction, but I heard them. I don't even know if they were telling me or they were telling someone else, but it resonated with me. They turned. So when this person said to them, "But it's not as bad as yours," they, and I think this shows a very heightened sense of awareness. They said, it's not a comparison. Like, to you, that is the worst thing you've been through, and so to you, that is the worst. That is the worst experience of your life. To me, I've been through this, and that's the worst experience of my life. If you're just writing down and I took away from that. I was like, you know, that's so true. It's like if you wrote down on paper, um, obviously, like the person I know had served in the military and had been in combat and warfare and seen horrors I wouldn't even begin to want to imagine, and wrote that down on paper and wrote down um someone falling over and breaking the leg, and you say, well, which one's worse? Of course, you're gonna say, and I get it, but if falling over and breaking your leg is the worst thing you've been through, to you that is the worst. I don't know if I'm really making this come across the right way. I'm not trying to take away from either or say one is worse than the other, but I'm just trying to say like the worst thing, the worst or best thing that happens in your life to you is that ceiling, and for someone else, their ceiling is the same height because it is the ceiling. But the experience might sound drastically different. Where you think on paper it's like, well, that's obviously up there and that's down there in comparison. But again, I think it's all relative. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's all relative to each person. Everyone's experiences are relative to themselves. And I think the inspiration, or what I'm trying to say, that towards chasing dreams and hobbies and ourselves, is the whole comparison is the thief of joy. And to you, doing that thing of whether it's just getting out of bed might be the biggest thing to you in the day versus someone signing $1 billion deal. So, celebrate your successes, celebrate you, celebrate whatever that achievement may feel like in the day, like it is, whether it's starting streaming on Twitch, whether it's getting out of bed, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's handing in a project at work, in school, completing a test, yada yada yada, whatever it is, celebrate yourself and don't compare yourself to overly compare yourself to others and take away from your own joys of success. Be yourself, embrace it, love it, own it. We only get one life. As I always remember, as my granddad said, this isn't a dress rehearsal. We only get one go at it. Enjoy it. Of course, there's going to be days where it's going to be hard. It's going to feel like a hard day or this. But there's going to be days where it's going to feel amazing. And sometimes we're going to wake up and not know why we feel the way we feel, in a good or a bad way. But as long as all we can ask from ourselves is to just put one foot in front of the other, keep going, learn from it, and know that joy and happiness is always there in life, and the sun will always come after a storm. So yeah, I've said a lot there. I've waffled a lot. Now I'm gonna go and play Crimson Desert on stream because I didn't anticipate going in and saying all that. But like I say, if it helps anyone who may hear it, beautiful. But yeah, okay, let's play some Crimson Desert. I don't your disease. Okay, Crimson Desert. Here we go. Let me just. Can I hear my PlayStation? Yeah, I can. Just need to make a quick note somewhere. Cool. Right. Yeah. That might on Twitch. Just keep the music going. Just see how loud that is on stream. Dun, 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 dun. I can't even make up. I'm older. I'll be so much younger. Baby, are you coming for the ride? Right. Cool. Let's. Side quests. I can't even fall asleep. Something's got a hold of me. Feeling taking over me. But when I'm old, this is a tune, this. I'll be snooping onward. I just got a drunk text. Meet me at our spot. Right, so we've got one more mission. We'll do some side quests today. We'll just do some side quests. So we'll just have a chilled side quest session. Just reply. My messages. Me. And find us there. Got a vibe. Sorry, I'll be 2 seconds. Sorry, got caught up. He could write a bad romance. Right, let's go listen to Baron Alfonso's request, because this will be the last thing to do in this side quest line. It's the bank there. It's fair, actually. I've got a number of gold apples and gold ore back at the camp that I can turn into gold bars. the best traversal things I ever saw and discovered to do in this game was that jumping up and force pushing up. Like, it's added a lot. It's helped me out. Like, it's the main thing I do in the game to get about, really, to be fair. I would never have thought to do, but I saw it in a video once. Thankfully, it just stuck in my head, and I was like, oh, I'll do that. Je donne l'amour Je donne l'amour. I don't wanna be friends.
It appeared on the outskirts of... It's no mere ornament. Yet I cannot fathom its purpose. Perhaps I pay too much mind. I can't help but wonder if it's some kind of secret weapon.
There's an ornament. Hold on. Someone put outside an ornament of what? A phallus?
All right.
I want your loving and or is it like a statue to summon some form of demon type thing? Revenge, you and me could write a bad romance. Oh, 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 oh. Caught in a bad romance. Show me YouTube streams. Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. It's fun. Yeah. Okay. I think with the YouTube, I don't know if it's just because I'm streaming it, but it looks really blurry on the face cam and the graphics, to be fair. I think with the YouTube, I don't know if it's just because I'm streaming it, but it looks really blurry. It's really, really nice to meet you. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just mad. The vertical stream looks fine, to be fair, which is good. The horizontal doesn't. Interesting. Anyway. Right. CLA, I really want to. You'll be my American boy. Let's roll. Right. Speak with the scouts. Examine the structure. Let's roll.
The place the Baron spoke of is just behind that peak.
I've never laid eyes on anything like it. Have you? Not at all. We've best just keep watch. Rather not mess with it.
See what's happening. See what this statue's about. Oh, hold on. Got an Abyss Nexus. Happy days. Wait, is that what they were freaked out about? Who killing them in the UK? Everybody gonna say UK. Reluctantly, because most of this press don't... Is that what it was? Is that what's freaked them all out? I thought it was gonna be like a statue or something. It's gonna like spawn in some...
Taking the piss, mate?
You don't need to speak to her. Deliver the scout report. It was just because it was a yellow dot in here. Like, I know the X is somewhere else, but okay. Is that it? Oh, Jesus Christ, that was hardly worth the time, was it? Well, we got a fast travel out of it. I guess that's, you know, Positives and everything. Try and listen to myself from before, find the positives and everything. Stop.
There you are. Well, were you able to find it?
There was just the remains of some ancient ruins.
So it wasn't a weapon after all. I'm glad my worries were unfounded.
It shouldn't do you any harm.
As always, splendid work. You are welcome at my estate anytime. Our family takes pride in supporting warriors like yourself. I have a feeling we'll get along well going forward.
I've got a dark fog lantern. Let's have a look what that does. I don't really know what's different about that than the lantern. About the minute there it is. A lantern with decorative elements built to withstand rain and wind. Its light is able to pierce through the darkest depths of any fog cloud. I should put that on instead. Does it look pretty badass as well? Yeah, it goes with the fit more than it? 'Cause it's dark. Like black lantern. Because what are these ones? They're just standard lanterns. Put the dark flag on then. Right. Okay, so that's that quest done. 6 happy days. They're just bounties, aren't they? We've got that one. Alright, so. Got the gold leaf, which seem pretty straightforward. Nothing more there at the minute. Yeah, that'll be something to do over time. Find the scattered shies. House Landford. Right. Okay, ready for that. I'll say that right now. What's fair? I've not tried it in a minute, so maybe I'm a bit more. It's still going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. But the first time I just walked up to him was like very much early game, and he just, like I said, I've said it before on stream, but I hit him once. His health barely moved, if at all, and then he just absolutely obliterated me in one shot. So we leave that there. Right, so these are building. Yeah, dispatch missions one. These just requests. Right, yeah, we'll do them right now. Hit on politics. They can't progress yet. Which was the house that had something to do? This one. Let's go do this one. Let's meet Willem's lieutenant. All of the time.
Oi! You take it a bit.
Hold it down. I don't want to try it. I never use this stuff. Yeah, I prefer dual wielding still. Dealt with it. Done. Oh, come here.
Such behaviour is hard to understand.
You're gonna pass me, yeah, it's probably gonna tell me that. Last time I spoke to the tax collector, he just gave me told me about investing in a bank or something. Oh, it's a quest. Where's his letter? Is it in it? Yeah, let's have a look. Pay the special tax. Hold on. What do you mean? Pay you? What am I paying for?
Lord Midler, where have you gone?
Is Marshal Midler missing?
Oh, I speak of William Midler, the second son of House Midler. It's been days now. Lieutenant, the Greymane. I see. Leave us. I serve as lieutenant.
Got me 10
What's going
feet
on?
off
Madman near
the
the ruins. But shoot anybody he
ground.
encounters. Lord William was determined to hunt him down.
I'm hearing what you're saying, but I just can't
Lieutenant,
make
the
a
search parties have turned up nothing. I fear
sound.
he may already have fallen to that monster. It's a damned mess. Won't the marshal away
You
as well?
tell me that you
Would you aid in the
need
search,
me,
Raymond?
then you go
Anyone
and
behind
put me down away. Search for Willem around. Let's see where he's got what he's got himself into. It's nice, like being like I guess we're around mid game now. In terms of like probably main quest. Maybe later to extra on chapter 10. I don't know how many chapters there are, but the point I'm trying to make is it's nice at this like to this when you're this like deep into the game, essentially you have a lot obviously a number of the fast travel points from all the exploring etc. that's been done. There's not wrong, like I love travelling this world, you know, like exploring it. But sometimes it's less nice on quests just to be able to sort of fast travel near it and just zip over. Right. Haunted Hill, so I'll get the swords out. There's some red dots to the right, so let's have a look here. What's going on here?
Hold steady like that.
Free sword.
Yeah, that's it. No more.
You
Surrender.
seen any soldiers pass through here?
What did you say? This bastard's sniffing around for those little shits from earlier. Do you know how much trouble?
Those whining guards with no fighting them.
Why don't you just fuck off while we're still being nice? Oh, you stinky
Go on,
bastard!
Cliff.
Now you bastard!
Ah, Cliff pointing on him, letting him know
You win, damn it!
there's levels to the game.
You sure?
Acknowledge Cliff.
Yeah, sure as hell did.
Roman Reigns
Talking
aura
about
on
House
Cliff here.
Midler. Headed straight up to the roots. That's all I know.
And the free swords can sometimes carry around a good bit of loot with them. Maybe not these ones, 'cause I've just absolutely battered him. But oh, look at this! Who's here? Right. I wonder who we're gonna. If there's just gonna be enemies, or if there's gonna be a boss to liberate it. Who are we fighting? I recognise these ruins. I've been here before when I was like farming. What's going on here? Right, let me. Yeah, it's close enough. Why is he not like? Oh, it does this sometimes. For some reason, like my force, like push force ability, just buggers up. Weapons can't be used. Oh, there we go. Oh, is it? I can't use it in this area. Oh yeah, look, I can't use it here. It must be this area. Oh, I only needed to get here. I was trying to get over the wall. That's silly. That
happened. Careful. Up you get.
Thank you.
You're in bad shape.
Quickly, we must defeat.
Who are we defeating?
Soldiers are being slaughtered.
I'll handle it.
Please help me.
Here we go. Right. Light the stone lantern. This feels like I'm gonna. Some boss of mega magnitude is gonna emerge. It's gonna be fine to a point like landing these, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna enter an area, and the devil incarnate is just gonna burst out. The beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's gonna fucking smash out the ground and start suplexing me everywhere. Oh, what's going on here? Hold on. Pause the music. Well, something's happened. I don't know who, what, where, when, how, or why is going on, but I'm not recording for YouTube either. Oh, so we have to wait. Sigurd the Stag Lord. Oh, so there's a boss fight. See who he is.
Another scavenger here to pick at the bones of my kingdom. A petty thief has but one fate. Death, cold and swift and merciless. Come forth, I shall slay you myself.
Alright, mother chucking. You don't know about Cliff, do you? My turn.
Which is my subject bled to earth. Do you not see the crown upon my head?
Can't lie. I've nearly done you already, mate. Let's
Do you not hear the chorus of my subject's praise?
You don't have a second phase?
The price of coveting the royal coffers is death.
Oh man, I'm just trying to get my spirit back here so I can give you some lightning as well.
This is the punishment for treason.
How many phases has this guy got? Jesus Christ, he's got a good shield to find on it.
I will not die. A king does not die.
There's a set. Let me get me electrical back here. So, right, it's a red elf. I think red elf bar normally is.
King eternal.
Notice some of my dodges consume spirit. I'm guessing it's when they're like the perfect like parry or roll or
Time for
something.
me to take your life. Everlasting night.
Cliff is very powerful in the build. I'm guessing like obviously earlier game that you'd be very much more challenging. Oh, yeah, its attacks didn't really hurt me too much. I didn't really take my health down a lot. He had 3 phases, to be fair. I think the majority of the time was me just trying to get my spirit back.
Cannot be.
But it helps show me how far I've advanced Cliff though, like weapons and gear and armor.
Do not weep for me, my subjects.
Sure, there's gonna be plenty of bosses. That's still gonna challenge me in the game.
Fade. Until I build a glorious kingdom for you.
I mean, if you're gonna die, it's a pretty cold way to die on your throne like that. Fair enough. Anything I can collect, like his sword or his armor's pretty cool. See what happens. Any sort of white dot appears in the map in the area after, like it did against the moon present night people. But we'll liberate the castle. Or the ruins, should I say, sorry. Just go back up and just see. No. Or maybe Luke's been sent to the private storage, so maybe it's gone into that. He's gone now. Right. Let's have a look what other quests we've got. Right, no. See, my horse, its stamina's not that great. I need to get a better amount. I had a race for it. I think it was a Grey Man side quest against one of the Grey Means, and honestly, like, he might as well have lapped me. He was that far away from me by the end. My horse's stamina is just not that great, so I want to get a better mount before doing that. So we'll leave that there. I'm not doing that. Not yet. It's fair. I don't want to be recording the stream for doing that. Maybe next stream we'll go and retest. I'll go and retest myself against. Just dispatch missions. Same there, really. No. Let's go see what the goal leaf's saying then. Oh, is it near the Oh, that's good. I wanted to go back to the Grey Mean camp actually, so that's perfect. It's worked out that way. Happy days. Let's check the private storage just to see what did go back. Don't know. Was there anything? Like, I was thinking more like weapons and armor and stuff. No, that's not. He had a deer, and I already had that as well. Jackal. Alright, I thought I got something from him, like a sword or armor, but no. Don't need them. What's this one? Arrow range. Showers down a volley of arrows from the sky. Alright, I want to. That's what I want to get. Is like looking to like. If there's any like better bows. I mean, to be fair, I never really use bow and arrows, but probably should because I feel like they can be quite effective in battle if you can get some distance and like unlock more skills from. Like, I do have the one you can slow down time and find multiple shots. You can put this gear on them as well. Right, we're doing it now.
It's damn good to see.
Jeez, this guy.
Don't.
Right.
Why carry all those trade goods on you? Just leave them with me.
His health, I keep it. I don't know why, but me saying I keep it reminded me of the US office, like when he wants to side salad and he goes out from the insurance agent he thinks is the mafia, and he goes to the salad. He's like, on the salad on the side. If the salad doesn't come on the side, I send it back. And then Mike's like, on the gabagool. The gabagool. Right.
Why carry all those?
What's that shield then? Oh, so we did get something. There it is. We've got his shield. What's that? It's quite a nice shield, though.
Whatever you want.
That's a point, actually. Something I've not even thought about. Can I refine this shield? I can. I didn't even think about that. That's not my spreadsheet. Balls. That's more things to go and get. But I never use the shield, so I'm not really that phased about that, to be honest. Or fussed about it. No. Let's just do it this way, because it's going to take forever to do it. Right, cool. Let's go down here and go. Right, this quest on. got now? What should we have? Got some Frank Ocean. Oh, that's the racing one. One, I hate losing, but two, I can't be bothered. What's this one?
Thanks, Solomon. Been looking up. Marshal Midler sent me to find you. Took me a while, I'll admit. You've done so much for our fair city. He said he wanted to return the favour. He had something specially commissioned from the sawmill, just for you. Should be finished by now. But go on, and keep them waiting.
Alright, okay, fair. Just gonna go collect something as a thank you, fair enough. The sawmill, so the sawmill... what could it be?
Should I say this or not?
Hold on. Can I go in here? Jesus Christ! Kid just shit me up. It's good that you can. I don't know if that's always been a thing in the game, but you can just press start when you first play someone to get it out. Because I know you used to have to open my inventory and go all the way into it to get it, and it's kind of a bit jarring. I can't lie. Right. Sorts of bleak.
Say?
To what he's saying.
Yes, what's the matter?
Do you know anything about the Merchant Guild being attacked?
An attack? Don't tell
Like,
me it's those bastards.
One of those.
Not long ago,
what are they called?
some masked men came asking for horses.
Not beef eaters. There's the soldiers who stand
Their eyes were
in the
fierce.
British Army with the
I knew at once they were a bit dodgy.
black helms. Sort of like,
The strange thing is,
I don't know what they're called.
I
I forgot now.
recognised one of them. Can't be certain with his face covered, but something about him was familiar. I swear I'd seen him before. At the guild.
Oh, I've not even paid attention to what's happening here. Examine the old saddle. What's going on here? Well, I meant her. That's a bit tight calling her an old saddle, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Watch out!
I don't know what's going on because I wasn't watching the cutscene or interaction between them both.
You look familiar.
You still can't feel my face. What are we smoking anyway? Said don't let the high go to waste. But can you taste? Little taste. Novocaine, baby, baby. Is this part of the same mission to that examining the saddle, or is this something else? I don't know why that was pretty sick.
How do you do?
Excuse
Are
me.
you Grimsel, the one who manages the ledgers for the guild?
I am. What of it?
Would you happen to know anything about the raids on the Merchant?
I'm afraid I know little of recent events. Some thief stole the guild's ledger, and I had to step down from my post in disgrace.
Do you have any idea who the culprit is?
If I knew, would I be standing here like this? But to be honest, I suspect Scrav, the trade goods manager. The day the ledger disappeared, I saw him head toward my place.
I'll only take a second of your time. Oh,
There's too many things on the map that I want to see, right? Just
please
one
speak
thing at
for
a time.
moment.
Pretty cool.
How can a
Well,
single
boss.
crop be used in so many ways?
I'll
Oh, there's
only
one that
take a
shines.
second of your time. It's a good story. You do well to listen till the end. I came all the way from Jijung Temple, if you can believe it, seeking a precious mushroom that grows wild around here. But all I found was thick, choking smoke. As I turned to leave, it hit me. It was not the smoke that troubled me, but my own obsession with finding the fabled mushroom. As you journey on, keep your heart clear, and do not let greed cloud your gaze.
You are getting insecure. Proof of stay. I'm giving the thing to do it quick. River wider than the mile. What are we talking to? Shaka 2. Oh, I pressed triangle on the wrong thing. Wasn't on the pasture. So let's open the thing for activities that can be done here. Information. Yeah. These are the type of things that stream them more like laid back, sort of just side quests and things. But like I say, I thought it'd be nice to just stream, have a little casual mid-afternoon stream. And then, yeah, probably tomorrow, get back into the main quest, the main action. Maybe we'll go and try and handle hold our own against Baloth tomorrow, see what happens. I can't speak to him.
Let's not do that again.
What is going on? It's not letting me interact with him. Oh, there we go.
Greymane, you've
Maybe
arrived.
I was holding L1.
Have you
Can't
found any
fast forward it
suspects
either.
yet? I too have been investigating the bandits, though I've yet to uncover any decisive proof. I'll have to wait till you're done with your investigations. What did Bleak have to say?
I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know
That
what that's.
seems different from what I heard before.
I
Would
don't know
you
what's
like to
going on.
ruminate further on this?
You have to press the right thing. Like, do I have to press the thing that was associated? Yeah,
What
I do,
did
don't I?
Bleak
I don't know. I don't
have
know
to
what
say?
Bleak. I don't know which one Bleak was. Whether it was the horse saddle or what. I can't just tell me. I can't be arsed of this.
A guild member is among the masked men. As I expected, a traitor lurks within. And what of Scrav,
I get this right
the
now.
trade goods manager? Yes, in light of that, he does seem suspicious. What did Bleak have to
Oh, Dad. For fuck's sake. I don't know. I didn't even press anything, I just.
say? That seems different from what I heard before.
This is crap, this.
Would
This
you
is
like to
boring.
ruminate further on this?
I can't make it go any faster either.
Then tell me, what did Noble
Oh, I don't even know who Nogle is.
He shared information with Grimsel,
Oh,
as expected.
Wing that one, and it seemed the right option to select. So happy
The
days.
picture grows clearer.
Jesus Christ.
And you spoke with Grimsel as well.
Right. Right. Well, I thought Grimsel was the one with the saddle, so it shows. Oh, no. This one.
That seems
Oh.
different from what I heard before.
I can't script it.
Would you like to ruminate further
Oh,
on this?
I just can't. Why doesn't the game just tell me the right answer? This is jarring as fuck.
And you spoke with Grimsel as well.
Fuck's on his head.
The stolen ledger,
Oh,
yes.
go for that. Oh,
And
was
you
that not the
spoke
right
with
thing?
Grimsel as well.
So they didn't tell me to ruminate on it, so it didn't feel like the wrong thing.
That seems
Yeah, all right.
different
So
from
like,
what I heard before.
I have no idea then.
Would you like to ruminate further on this?
I've got no more. Now, why is that popped up after I got that wrong?
Now let us consider Catnum's testimony.
I hope you don't ask me to pick out who the thief or whatever is. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what's going on.
That should confirm the culprit. Let's see.
I hope it only reacts to the right answer, and it says like if you press the wrong thing, it's that ruminate thing.
The only ones with knowledge of the trade routes were Nogle and Grimsel. Grimsel distanced himself from suspicion by stepping down after the theft.
I think Grimsel was
Yet
the old
guards
ledger
posted
manager or
at
whatever
every
who said he
vantage
stepped
point
down in
swore
disgrace.
They saw no thief at all. So tell me, was there truly a theft that night?
Oh,
If
fucking
Grimsel
no.
himself were the traitor, everything falls into place. Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know, mate. I can't lie. I have no idea what's going on, and I hope it doesn't. Right, don't make me select. What? Don't make me choose like. You know what I'm trying to say here. I don't want to be the one who has to pick who the thief is. Like, if the game base says like, do you think it's this person, this person? 'Cause I have no idea what's going on. I don't want to steal it. The outside.
Good work. You really think it'll be all right? What are you worrying about? It'll all be over once we drive Shaka 2 out.
Huh? Who are you?
Found you, traitor. Shakatu was 10 steps ahead of you.
I don't know anything.
Who's the other one though? Who was the other one? Was he not just as involved? Yeah, smack you can.
What in blazes are you doing?
Don't like thieves. Get another smack. You dirty thief.
Go!
Liars and thieves. You cannot stand up. Whoa.
help me.
Spin your joints next week. You dirty, dirty thief. Get tied up. Let's Xerxes his ass. Make him walk the street. Strip him and walk the streets and ring the bell. Shame. 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 I think I'm taking this a bit too far. Right, where's my horse? I'm not running all the way with this. This fatty. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right, let me see what the right path is. I gotta go all the way, right?
Hiya! Hiya!
Oh, I text the speed, less the speech, text the speech. Forever. That was a part of the deal. Honest, we got no familiar. Spending each day of the year. White Ferrari. Good times. In this life. In this life. There's a fly on my leg. There's a fly on my leg, can't lie. Once too many years of oh yeah, I forgot this was open from the Grey Means camp. Now, mind over matter is magic. I knew magic. If you think about new, no, with no time, no time. That's one thing I don't actually know about this game. Can you like upgrade your horse? Like, you know, like help improve his stamina and stuff, because like my horse isn't the best, I can't lie. I'm sure it's all in other dimensions. Dimension. Cliff just mogging everyone, just, like, instead of laying him over the horse to bring him there, he just carried him all the way here on his shoulder.
Ah, Greymane, you've returned.
He was conspiring with the bandits behind your back.
So smuggling weapons, were they? Likely planning a full rebellion. We also discovered falsified ledgers in their hideout. All
their
thanks
hideout.
to you, Greymane.
Go on, check that too. Check it too. Check the card. Check the card. Check the card. Today's, I was on that one. Very good, very nice. Very nice, very evil. Danhausen. Let's look at this book. Craft things when you go to the don't need that. Go. Too many joyrides in Daddy's Jaguar. White line. Yeah, once I got knowledge, I can just discard them. Cool. Time is it now? 4. Going off shortly, so not really committing to anything too crazy. Actually, let's go and check what's going on. Where's the Greymane camp? So check the quest progression. I think I'm waiting on farming enough armor resource for the camp to be able to send the Greymanes onto the next Payloon quest. I think that's where I'm at. But when I was in the menu looking at quests, there was a number of like Henan dispatch missions, so maybe I can send a number of them to that. I've just got all the Greymanes out, basically farming resource for the camp. But the main one needs the armor at the minute.
There's no one better than me when it comes
But it's
to
annoying,
managing
that's
folk.
literally the only armor one I've got. It's 1.2k every 16 hours or something. And I need like 20k, so it's gonna take ages. Need it for that. Everywhere else it's sound. Got loads of resources, just armor. But the only way I can give help boost armor is to like handing over armor, but I don't have any to hand over. The ones I have in private storage are from like bosses and stuff, so I want to keep them just as like collectibles in a sense. So I feel like they're unique pieces. Maybe I just need to start picking up armor and swords when I'm around exploring.
Looking for someone to we'll all
Wait, let me in the journal. Let me see what those. There was some in here about dispatchment. Is it this one? No, it was this one, wasn't it? Yes, this one. There we go. Rockers Hill, Cambridge. Write these down because I'm gonna forget. Goddess of Abundant Statue. Saint How this is great. Okay, special tax, I don't know what that is. Sod off at the minute. I'm paying him nothing. Talk to someone, talk to the servant. Right.
Please be ready.
To the mission dispatch ones.
Looking for someone to join your journey?
No, I don't know if I have any. Everyone's dispatched. Oh, let me see what these all require. Rockers Hill, Goddess of Abundance. 8. Right, let me. We're not even close, isn't it now? And then any that remain, I'll just send back on those type of missions. Right, Rockers Hill, Cambridge. That needed someone who can build trait. Let me see what all the main traits are that they need, and then I can. Goddess of Abundance statue. That just needs 8. Overall, that's not a problem. I don't know the location of that goddess building statue. I didn't read it. I didn't see it. I imagine it's construction things over the bricks. Like that. Yeah, here we go. So that just needs 3. Oh, okay, I'll just send 3 people there then. Very, very simple requirements. Oh, and it does need someone who can, I was going to say, Luke. There you go. I send people who have one more. Which one was it now? Yes, basically the mission. The other disruption missions I want to do is just to find resources, so I need to make sure I keep someone who's got a logging skill, harvesting skill, and mining maybe. So that's why I'm trying to send people who have like these skills, so I can make sure at least I've got. I need one more. Go on, Ronaldy. Cool. I forgot. Shield, logging and mining, specialties. Do some logging then, eh? That's a small one. 2, 3, 4. That's 7. Is there a big logging? Because I think it's 5 to 7 for a big one. Yeah, so I can just send it all and end up getting more resource anyway. How much does it cost me? Cool. So I do understand these Greyman mission dispatches now. Early game, I can't lie, I was so lost with what was going on. Especially because it tells you, like, if you go into the map and press triangle, it opens up the area. So I thought you had to do it this way. I didn't realise you could do it through this as well. But then even when I was open, I thought you opened it up. You'd hover over the Greyman icon, camp icon, open that up, and it'd tell you everywhere. And I was like, it didn't. It only shows you like locally to that spot. Whereas coming to this guide shows you all the jobs under one roof, which is better.
Looking for someone.
Right, so we've done that.
Whoever you need. Just tell me the name.
Let me track a different mission. I don't want that on the screen. I need to stop clicking on that. Beloth. I don't know if I'm ready for Beloth. Next stream, likely tomorrow. We're gonna get back into main quests. But we're also gonna have a fight with Beloth and see where we stand. Like I say, quite a few streams ago, I walked up to him. Not even close to being ready, but I have come a long way since that in terms of upgrading Cliff and my game skill and knowledge as well. I'm gonna focus on Hernan for now. Is that the last 2, is it? Yeah, arm resting. I've not done arm wrestling outside the one mission. It makes you in a sense. Where do I go? Oh, it's Unker. There's still a part of me that really dislikes Unker. After that mission playing as him. I actually released the Rage compilation on socials, like a clipping of Unker. And I think because I swear in it so much, I've been kind of, not shadow banned, but Instagram. It literally had 8 views, so I think Instagram's like held it back, and then so I deleted it and I posted another video since, and again it's got very low views now. So I think Instagram's put me in the naughty corner for a minute. I don't know, maybe it's not.
Watch it!
The reels were getting a few more views than the last one currently has, I think. Actually, no, another one posted today. I'll have to see how that performed. If that's got low views, then Instagram's put me in the naughty corner. It's really you on my mind. See both sides of the 12. Do this because it's the last sort of grey main quest line. Well, in the sub tab thing of it. Still the it was a grey main quest. There's Uncle.
Watch it!
Why can't I just speak to him? Like, I won't go near him. I know I'm not a big fan of him. Why won't I go near him? I can't talk to him. What is going on here? Why can't I speak to him? That's different. I like him enough already.
Here you
What have I be behind him for?
Just watching the new
Why is he
recruits.
trying to aura farm like slow turn? Oh, I can't stand him. He pisses me off now in this game,
Listen
genuine.
them up. Let's me test their strength.
That takes me back.
You should join us. Let's go then.
Oh, right. I fucking have to follow him. I don't want to follow him. I was hoping this would be a quick thing where he'd just talk to me and then.
You test them yourself. See what they're made
Do I want to see how far he's trying to walk me? Oh, right, I see it. It's that little yellow. Oh, but thing. Oh, right, fine, whatever.
You're not joining.
I'd rather not break their arms.
Fair point. You did nearly snap Jan's arm that time.
Went back to the gym today, actually, this morning. First time. I've started to set my alarm for I've got an alarm at 5 and it's 6. I like to go gym first thing in the morning. I feel like it starts the day nice.
Nothing without his arm.
Wakes you up. It's endorphins nice and early. Sets the day up. Sets the total momentum. But I've always fell into the same habit with the gym ever since I first started going when I was like 16 or whatever. I hit it hard for like a good period of time, like 4 to 6 months or something. And I'll make noticeable improvements and progression in myself, and then one thing will happen. It doesn't have to be anything that major. It's not like I get injured or anything. Just something that throws me out of the rhythm of it, because I'm very structured in the sense that I don't have OCD, but all my family jokes saying I've got OCD. I think I kind of maybe do. But if I have a plan, I have to follow that. So say if I'm going to the gym at 6, and then I don't go at 6, I'm like, oh, I can't go now. Like it's like the whole day's been thrown off, even though I might have like so much, like I might have free, I might be free all day to go. But in my head, I was like, no, I was only got that time I did, and I can't do it now. But anyway, yeah. So one thing will throw it off and take me out of the routine of it, and then I won't go for ages. Like probably as long, if not longer than I've been, than I was going. So I lose on progression. Then I'll go back eventually after all that time, and then I'll be like really annoyed because like why did I stop coming? And then also obviously I'll have lost so much like strength and progression and conditioning. So it's like I'm restarting again, and I did it again. I started again earlier this year. Generally I was in the best workout program I've ever been in, doing cardio and abs as well because I hate cardio, and I love doing core, but I think I do it at the end of the session. So I think once you've done like a full committed session, like push, pull, arms, legs, whatever. So then go and do abs sometimes, like, oh, I just want to finish now. But I was smashing it. Like I say, I hate cardio. I was pushing myself doing row machine. I was doing on the bike, on the static bike.
As expected of the great
in my element with it.
Rise to the challenge.
Then yeah, one thing took me out of it, and now it's been 6 weeks since I went. So started again now. But I'm also hopefully going back. Well, I'm going back to Muay Thai next week. I got into Muay Thai like really into it. Finally started it. I don't know how to do arm wrestling. I forgot. But I got injured. In one of the training sessions, there was a bit of water on the mat that I didn't see. Someone had spilt some water, and as I stepped back, my left ankle rolled underneath me, and I really hurt myself. And it's just not been right ever since. I've been for an MRI on it. I've been to the doctors, the physio. I've actually got a physio appointment on Friday about it. But this was like mid-September. This is how long it's taken to recover, but also get sorted and seen. With the physio, but yeah, physio on Friday. But my ankle feels it's not 100%, but I think it's one thing. The MRI didn't show any like fracture or sprain or strain or anything. It just said there was minor tissue damage, so I think it's just a case of how it might just always be a bit weakened. But that's the physio will be able to give me obviously strength and exercises, which hopefully will help it long term. But maybe I should have booked to go back to Muay Thai after speaking to the physio on Friday. But I've been itching. I felt like I was making great progression. I did my first testing after like 2 or 3 months of starting it, and got to Vancello, and I had my next assessment coming up like a few weeks away, and then I sprained my ankle, and now I've completely taken out of it. So my fitness has dropped, strength and conditioning's massively dropped from that and the gym. So yeah, I really took myself back to square one. But the way I try and look at it now is like, well, it's just day one again. It's like instead of one day, it's now day one. You know what I mean? So I'll get it back. I've got to like it's not something that can be completed in a sense. You know what I mean? Muay Thai will always be there. The gym will always be there. When you get to a certain level and you lose a lot of strength and progression, it's really annoying when you go back and you see how far you fell off. Especially if you know it's off because of your own attitude and laziness, or you start taking it out of it. If it's an injury like us in Muay Thai, it's not as frustrating. Well, but it is then as well, because that bloody injury stopped me. But it's not as frustrating because there was a genuine reason. But most of the time the gym is not. It's just being lazy.
Not many showed up to begin with. And those that turned up didn't last long.
Cleopatra.
I might join in for an myself. Test everyone's strength.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
You do that, the tavern might have to close for the day. The best leave them be.
How disappointing. I'll just stay and watch them.
Cool.
People like you.
Is that all the missions done now? In that section for the grey means. Let's have a look. Yep, they're all done. Cool. There is some form of something going. These requests. No, I don't. Yeah, request.
Welcome. Normally, this stand will be gleaming with masterfully forged swords. As you can see, this old weathered one doesn't do
is inside the pyramids.
Can you bring me some?
Oh, I had
What,
fancy
you
bringing
fancy
it
seeing
to the
fine
camp.
arms set out on a splendid display?
Yeah, I don't have it on me
Choose your
right
gear
now.
with care.
Fancy.
Your life depends on it.
You're always welcome to parties, though I do have a small favour to ask today. I've noticed many who come into the church can barely put food on the table. I'd like to help, even just a little.
but I'd rather keep my name out of it. Could you take this over on my behalf? Just say that it's a gift from a kind soul. No need to tell him it was from me.
You know what? I respect that. Fair play to anonymous donations. He's not in it for himself. He's in it for.
Greymane! Oh, there you are. Oh, not just mine, but this land and everyone in it.
He's doing it just truly help people. Fair enough.
You never believed there was ever a war here. I and all of Calfade owe you more than we can ever repay. Truly, thank you once again. Marquis Lanford also extends his gratitude to all who stood in support of Calfade.
What good is a jewel that is still precious, precious? How could you run off for it? How could you run off from us? I go to the black market trader there, but behind the building.
Opportunities like this don't come
See what he's
twice.
got. Cleopatra. I don't know what them little icons or symbols are there, like the 3 cubes in the pouch. I don't really know what it is. Explosive arrow. Let me buy what? How many you got? You got 2. Let me buy that. I do have like a biscuit on my bow that it's like basic guarantees that any ammo user will replenish, so it won't use it in a sense. Well, let's get that.
That was a fine deal.
It's alright. It's alright. Okay.
It's yours now.
Got money? Who's got money? How many arrows you got?
Got all the silver. Are you trying
Cheers,
to...
fella.
Yeah, take care and keep quiet.
Right, it's gonna go drop. It's just because it's near here. Do this little side quest here, and then we'll probably call it there for today's stream. Like I say, I'm so it's only a short, chilled one today. But tomorrow, hopefully, it should be on tomorrow. Do a nice long one, main quest, and go fight Beloth. If not tomorrow, definitely Friday. Friday should be 100% fine.
So the benefactor wishes to remain anonymous? Of course, I'll accept it as a kind offering. With so many bellies empty, this will help more than you can imagine. I'll make sure this kindness extends to those who need it.
To admire people who are just truly selfless and out to help other people and commit, especially like commit their lives to it, like helping at food banks or operating and running food banks or
I'd like to prepare something
whatever.
for travelers, but the donation box is empty.
The difficulty, alas, is in the cost. Offerings have been few these past days.
So you want some
Yet
money
I
off me?
hold fast in my faith that Solomon shall lead us to a solution.
500. Go on then. This is for the church. Where do I donate it? Here.
Solomon's hand must have. I'm here for any who
Where's
seek
the
Solomon's
box?
grace.
There it is. How much do you want? 500. For the church, we don't mind it. Oh, does it come from the Greymane funds as well? I donated most of the funds to the Greymanes. But no, I donated all the funds
Perhaps
outside of the
you would
jobs.
like
I'd
a
probably
donation
say
to
I've
I thank you for your
majority of
generosity.
that money's come from me.
Your kindness will give hope to many hearts. May the blessing of Solomon ever be upon you.
That's a guy. Okay, lovely. Well, we're going to leave it there. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in today or has watched the stream, whether it's live or on the VOD. I appreciate you all. Love you all. There should be new posts out on the socials. I am trying to be more consistent with getting the short form out and long form as well. Yes, if you're able to drop a like or any form of engagement is much appreciated, both on the streams and on the social content. Appreciate you all. Have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you're up to, wherever you may be in the world. In the UK, it's stunning weather, clear sky, clear blue sky, stunning sun. So I'm going to get out in it now. Love you all. Thank you all so much for the continued support. It really does mean the world to me. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Peace.